Thank you, Mayor. We're in the process right now of initiating the Nashville Next process. That's a planning effort that will be looking at the next 25 years in this region. It is really the first time we have taken on a community-wide planning effort from the point of view of optimizing and engaging the region as comprehensively as possible. The issues that we're facing are not just issues of Davidson County. We don't have just opportunities to grow Davidson County. We have opportunities to grow this region in a very, very unique way. It's interesting to kind of highlight what Robin said, and we're on, Robin. You're on your SmackDown. We'll take you on. And also to highlight a little bit about what Mitchell pointed out. But this is last month actually was the 50th year of metropolitan government. And if you think back to 1963, this was basically a region that consisted of a lot of individual jurisdictions. The Nashville region was barely the size of Davidson County. The core of that region was kind of inside the old 265 loop, if you really want to be generous. That was the core of the region. As you've heard today, this region will be over a million more people over the next 25 years. Davidson County will be over 800,000 people. Williamson County will be over 500,000 people. Rutherford County will be over 500,000 people. Both of those counties will be the size of Davidson County in the year 2000. This is going to be a very different region in 2040. The core of that region, the core of this 10-county region, will not only include Davidson County, but it'll include parts of Williamson County and Rutherford County. So we need to think as a region about where we want to go. We're going to be facing, as you've heard over and over again, but I'm going to stress it again, a very different population demographic as we go forward. We're going to have the aging boomers. We're going to have the Gen Ys, and they're going to drive a lot of the decisions that are made. Davidson County in 2040 will be a very different county from an ethnic point of view. The largest single ethnic group in Davidson County in 2040 will be Latinos. Be roughly 34% Latino, 32% white, and 29% African American as you kind of work through that. So getting our hands around that, working toward as a region is extremely important as we go forward here. The goals of the process are relatively simple. Economic prosperity, education, housing, and employment opportunities for all residents, efficient provision of public services, environmentally sound and sustainable development practices, and most importantly, maybe, quality placemaking and neighborhood livability, because we all will either succeed or fail around that. We have built this planning process as a cooperative effort. We're building it around 4 basic pillars of partnership. This isn't a plan that's being done by the metropolitan government. It's a plan that's being done in concert with the 4 groups that are necessary to meet this objective. Our economic prosperity partner is the Greater Nashville Chamber of Commerce. Our environmental responsibilism partner is the Land Trust for Tennessee. Efficient government is metropolitan government in terms of bringing that to the table. And the equity and diversity component of our plan is a group called Nashville for All of Us, which represents all of the different groups of the community. And what we've charged each of those groups with doing is making sure that as the plan progresses, that we adequately, sufficiently, and comprehensively deal with those issues individually as we go through there. Where's my, yeah, there we go. Okay, the map behind you shows how much we're working in terms of regional planning at the current time. And so we want to take advantage of that. We want to take advantage of the quality growth toolbox pilot projects you're going to hear a little more about in Murray County and Robertson County and Sumner County and Lebanon and Kingston Springs that have come out of the Cumberland Region Tomorrow Toolbox. We want to take advantage of opportunities in terms of sustainable tourism and open space conservation. How do we expand our networks to function in a regional context to where we can grow both of those areas which have great opportunities to go forward? How do we take advantage of integrating and incorporating the planning and implementation leadership in cities around us, cities and counties, Franklin, Williamson County, Rutherford County, Sumner counties, along with others, Columbia and Gallatin, Spring Hill? And how do we learn, some of the really unique things that, for example, Gallatin's done in terms of turning their downtown around? So our plan is built fundamentally around community engagement, We have a total community engagement committee that is focused on engaging those people that are not typically part of the planning process, reaching out to those people, reaching out to those women over 50, reaching out to those single parents that are at home that cannot come to meetings. We're providing a lot of opportunities in terms of social media opportunities, crowdsourcing opportunities, typical things with Facebook and Twitter, book a planner, a whole lot of things to get the word out and get information out. We're kind of in the process of concluding the background information. Kind of started, the very first element was Robin's polling and the work that was done to kind of understand where we are now. We have engaged the community in developing 17 background papers that deal with all kind of topics with the charge of what is the best practices across the country, where is the region right now, and what are things we ought to consider in this planning effort. We're just concluding a speaker series that was also that we brought Mitchell in to speak in terms of opening up that speaker series. We started with a fundamental understanding of the changes in terms of the population characteristics. That's where we wanted to start our understanding as we move forward. And Mitchell set that stage very well. We're concluding, we started with that understanding of the importance of the population and demographic changes, and we're concluding this component of our speaker series next Monday night with a talk about regionalism. Amy Lou from Brookings is going to be discussing the implications of regional partnerships and how important that is. And those were not done, they were done strategically. We start with that understanding of population. We close with that understanding of the importance of regionalism. So you're all invited 5:30 next Monday night, Children's Theater, to hear Amy do a presentation. We're moving into community visioning after that, and at the core of that process, and really as we finish up here, this process of understanding where we're starting, we have begun, and we're starting with a community regional engagement team, where we are starting this month, and I think most of y'all are aware of this, but we're going to be in each of the counties that surround Davidson County, meeting with either their planning staff or economic development staff of both the county and the key cities in that jurisdiction, so that we can understand what are the key elements that need to come into, we need to understand from our planning process. We're not talking about our planning process, we want to understand theirs. And I know that we've just had several significant works that are being done in terms of updates to the general plan in those communities. I'm aware that Robertson County right now is in the process of developing their comprehensive plan, but we want to start our planning process as we go forward with a full understanding of the opportunities and issues that we've got as we go forward. We will be following that up with developing guiding principles, scenario developments, and then finally plan finalization. We welcome any and all people that want to participate, residents of the region, residents of Davidson County. If you're just interested in this, we would love to have you participate. So everything that you need is available at nashvillenext.net. All of the papers are available for download. All of the speakers are available there for viewing. We've got videotapes of all the speakers, so it can set the stage. But the success of this project will depend upon our ability to both capture the heart and soul and vision of the residents of this community and to establish a regional partnership that allows us to build on what we have going right now. Thank you very much.